Earlier this spring, we had a chance to drive the all-new Hyundai Sonata. We thought it was a pretty solid effort, but questioned some of that conservative styling. But now that we've had a few days with it, does it still feel like a pretty solid car? A good effort in the market? Well, that's what we're going to find out here today on Rumblestrip.NET and 10-Minute Test Drive. So this week we have the 2015 Hyundai Sonata, and as we said in the open, and if you go back to our original preview of this vehicle back this spring, Hyundai did something unusual in the sense that the last generation of Sonata, they made very bold in styling, and it gained a lot of attention, helped them gain a lot of market share. But for this generation, they've dialed that way back, the styling that is. Now you see some influence of the latest Hyundai Genesis, which is fine because the new Genesis is an excellent looking vehicle. It's a very handsome vehicle. We enjoyed our time with it in a big road trip that we had. But we think that Hyundai got a little too conservative with this one. It needs a little more pizzazz. I mean, this is a pretty competitive market, and the trend has been going away from conservative and going for more styling pizzazz, and Hyundai's taken that out. So we feel that that's a mistake. However, Hyundai has, millions of dollars in customer focus and research, and perhaps they thought they were missing some of the mark on that with styling was too bold, and I can see where they wanted to clean it up a little bit, but again, I think they pulled the pencil back just a little too much on that. Hyundai's calling card has always been value for money, and that continues here with this 2015 Sonata. The price on this limited, pretty much fully loaded, big sunroof, full tech package, comes in just a little over $32,000. In today's money, in today's market, that's pretty fair value. Is it the fantastic value that Hyundai's once were? I'm gonna say no by a little bit, and that is the styling is fine, the fit and finish is excellent, the ride, the handling, the lack of noise has been all very good. However, some of the interior pieces and trim could just use with a little bit more of an upgrade in quality of materials. Some of it is very good. Others, it's a little bit plasticky when you're crossing $30,000. Is it on par with, say, the new Camry? No, in a good way, in that the interior feels a little bit better than what comes in the new Camry, but it's not as good as, say, in the Focus. Probably pretty comparable with the Accord. Our particular model here is coming with the standard 2.4 liter inline 4 direct injection. It does a fine job. It has okay power. Torque is a little bit lacking, but for most of the people who are going to buy this, this is just a standard everyday driving kind of vehicle. They're not so worried about the performance, and then this drivetrain will be fine. As we said in our original take on this in our preview, we enjoyed the 2-liter turbo, not necessarily for the extra power, but because of all the extra torque that was provided by it. It just filled some holes in the power band, but this does an okay job. Fuel economy on this has been decent. Don't have the exact highway number or the exact numbers off the top of my head, but it's something like 25 city, 28, 29 combined, and 35 on the highway. And we've been reasonably close to that. We're in late December as we film this. The temperatures have been in the high 20s, low 30s, and we're on winter blend gas. So that's going to take some fuel economy out of it. That said, we've been close enough that we feel in warmer weather with a better blend of fuel that's probably pretty spot on with those mileage figures. Are they substantially better than anyone else? No, but again, they're solid, they're competitive, and for a car that has as much room as this does, especially back seat room, I think only the Passat has more back seat room in this class. You know, it's quite good. It's, you know, you're not going to really complain too much about 35 miles to the gallon on the highway, especially now that gas, as we film this, is right about $2 a gallon for 87, which is what this takes. On the technology side, we have a nice 7-inch touchscreen here. You can use gloves with it, which is nice, especially this time of year. Not exactly super cold, but it's cold enough, right? The Infinity stereo system in here is surprisingly good. It's not, you know, going to blow your mind, but it's probably a little bit better than what you're expecting in this price range. We have a couple very nice things in here. We have heated back seats, 2 levels of heated back seats. We have a heated steering wheel, and we have heated and cooled seats up front. Big bonus. And there is where we say that the value for money is really good at 32 grand. We've driven cars at $50,000 and higher that don't have heated steering wheels and heated back seats, and maybe just a heated front seat and not a cooled front seat. So in that way, there is, you know, really good value for money. The seats are comfortable, plenty of adjustment in it. Really like the steering wheel. It comes, it's got a lot of telescope to it, so that for our driving position, we like it really far back so that our elbows are bent, and we can do that here with this. So all of that is good. The one thing in the technology that we're having some gripes with is the cruise control, where it keeps your distance from the vehicle in front of you. And in fact, as we were driving out here to film this, we were on the highway, cruise set. Oops, I didn't want that road. Cruise set at about 77, 78 miles an hour. And there was traffic up ahead, but it was several hundred feet ahead of us, where there was really no reason for the system to override and start bringing your speed down, and actually pretty aggressively bringing your speed down. It just jammed on the brakes way too early, and we had it set at the closest distance. So we'd hate to see, if we had it on the farthest distance, how aggressive it would have been. So there's some tuning in that radar guided cruise control. That's what the word we were looking for. They just need some minor adjustment in there. It's a little too aggressive, a little too abrupt, and the distances are, you know, there's some very aggressive lawyers putting their nose in on that one. So overall, we like this Hyundai Sonata. We still think it needs more in the styling department, a little less conservative. Is that going to keep people away? Hard to say, but it's possible. Once you get inside, again, it's nice, it drives well. You could definitely put a lot of miles on this car. On the highway, you can probably do a little over 500 miles on a tank of fuel. You know, if you're just driving in the city, you're going to be, you know, still 300 some odd miles. So you should be able to go, you know, a week plus without having to refill. It drives well, it's quiet enough. Again, the good stereo system, plenty of technology. it's a really good effort, again, by Hyundai, showing that they're continuing to stay on the ball. Value for money, as we said, maybe not quite what it once was, but still very good. So is it our favorite? Is it the best in the class? Our take? No. We still feel that its sister car, the Hyundai Optima, is a little bit better, mostly because we like the interior materials a little bit and a bit of the styling a little bit better in the Optima. That's strictly a personal taste. Other than that, they're mostly twins. We continue to like the Ford Focus just for an all-around package, although it is limited in its back seat room. So if you happen to use happen to use your back seat a lot with adults, kids, not too big of a deal, but if, you know, adults or people with longer legs, you know, it gets a little bit tight back there. The Passat, optioned correctly, can be a nice vehicle, especially in TDI. Then you're getting, you know, ridiculous fuel economy. So lots of options, and it's a good thing to have, right? Competition is always better for the market. Overall, we like the Hyundai Sonata, and we think, if nothing else, and sorry, we don't want to shortchange the Mazda 6, because that really is very, if you're into the driver's family sedan, Mazda 6, sorry, didn't mean to forget you. You need to drive that one for sure, because that's really good. But if you don't care about the sportiness, come drive this vehicle. It's very competitive in the market, and really this versus a few of the others we mentioned, it's all going to come down to personal tastes.